Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over winter prepping tips for you guys, so let's get right into the video. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have insurance, and not only that you have insurance, but make sure that you're checking the policy and know the policy in and out. A lot of times certain things are not included in the policy. A lot of people learn that from Hurricane Helene. Flood insurance is not always included. You have to ask about these things. Now that we're coming up on winter season and the winter months, make sure that you check into the ice damage and snow policies. I think it's just referred to as the ice. Okay, y'all, I had to gather my breath. We've done walked all around this downtown and I'm so out of breath because I'm still out of shape. That's another tip you need to be doing. Make sure you're in best shape as you can be. But anyways, just make sure that you're checking into those policies. Make sure they're active. Depending on your situation, I know that our mortgage and our homeowners insurance is all included, so we just pay it all together. If you have renter's insurance, check into that too, see what it covers, see if it covers any kind of damage. Also, another thing is to make sure that you know your inventory. Make sure that you have an inventory completely of your entire house, that you know the contents of possessions. Also, make sure that you know the monetary value of those items. Keep a list, do video. If you want to do video of that inventory as well, I think it just can only help you in the event of any kind of loss. Okay, so moving along, and this really was number one until I just mentioned everything about insurance. So make sure that you're getting firewood, gathering firewood, make sure that you have it. Go ahead and make sure you properly store that. That way you can use that in an event for a fire or use it in your fireplace to stay warm. Number two, if you have a fireplace, make sure that you're going ahead and calling the companies out to do their annual inspection. Make sure they're also looking into your chute and making sure that everything is functioning properly, especially if you're going to be using that fireplace. Depending on what ways you're choosing to heat your home, there are buddy heaters that you can use and they can keep a certain area warm. I highly recommend those. You should be able to check them out online. They have them at Walmart, Amazon, and places like that. I have mine, and I just think it's an awesome thing to have, especially because you never know if the power is going to go out, and you don't want to risk being in such low temps or getting so cold that you're setting your body up for hypothermia and things like that. With the buddy heater, you're going to need propane tanks. I picked mine up from Walmart. It was a 4-pack or a 2-pack. I can't even remember. They have gone up a little bit in price from what I can see, but make sure you have those and make sure that you are storing them properly. And because you're storing propane and you're going to be dealing with any kind of gas and things like that, I like to be on the safe side and get carbon monoxide detectors. They are pretty inexpensive. They actually also make a 2-in-1, so you can have a fire alarm and carbon monoxide detector. It can save your life. You have to remember that carbon monoxide is colorless, odorless, and most of the time people just do not survive. And I would go ahead and tell every family member in your home that if they hear that alarm, to make sure to let you know, especially if you have younger children. My kids know if they hear that alarm to let me know what's going on so I can check it out. It's not something to be disregarded. Fire extinguishers, there are many different types, so one is not a fix-all for all of them. There are certain ones that treat grease fires and everything. So like I said, just do your own research and make sure you check into them. They do sell them at Lowe's in a 2-pack, and they're pretty inexpensive. I think they're running about $24-25. I have shown this previously in videos, but again, do your own research, do your homework, and know how to use those properly. Air filters is another one, especially because you're going to be running your heat. Get the proper ones for your unit. Make sure that you're changing those out every 30 days. I know some people like to let them go longer, especially depending on the prices you're paying for them, but like I said, that's going to save your units, your HVAC units, and just cut down on the cost. It's going to help your air and heat flow smoother through your home. Something else to consider having is a tent for your home, especially depending on how many people you have. In the event that you lose power, you do want a way to keep warm. I would suggest getting one that fits in a room. So you want to look at the space of your room. I don't necessarily suggest getting a huge one and using the biggest room you have, because that actually crossed my mind. We do have a really big room downstairs, but it's I would have to keep that warm, plus it's downstairs, so heat always rises. So in that event, I would want to contain as much heat as possible to one room. So we would be using it in our living room because the space is smaller, and that allows you to keep more heat contained to one area. You want to make sure you have extra sheets. So sheets in the event that your power is off and you're trying to heat one room, you want all your family in that one room, right? You're going to want to block off any areas so you don't have drafts coming in and it can just trap all that heat. So if you have 2 different walkways, make sure you have thick sheets and make sure you have the tools to hang those. That way, again, you can keep all the heat to one area. You want to also make sure that you're prepared in the event of ice or snow. So you want to pick up some ice melt, or ice rocks, and that can be picked up at Lowe's. I know a lot of times, anytime there's they're calling for a winter storm, that sells out at Lowe's. That happened in my area a few years ago, so make sure you're stocking up on that, especially if you know you get a lot of ice and snow. That's good for your walkways, your driveways. It helps tremendously. Number 12 is to make sure that you have shovels, ice picks, and things like that that can help you to clear driveways and anything that's going to help you be able to get in and out of your front door, your back door during the storm where you can be trapped in. If you need to get out, you don't want that to become an issue. Number 13, do a quick walkthrough of your house or your apartment. I know if you're in an apartment, you're going to have to get approval, or if you rent a home, you're going to have to get approval from your landlord. But make sure you're doing a quick sweep of your property and making sure that you're sealing those windows. If you need to caulk, re-caulk, just to reseal those. If you have doors that have a gap, make sure that you're getting the correct, they do have like draft blockers that can be purchased. They're pretty inexpensive. You can find them on Amazon and Lowe's, and they can, at least help you contain some of the heat by blocking some of the cold air from coming in from the outside. And of course, I know we all use this anyways, heavy throws, comfy throws, heavy blankets. You're going to want to make sure you have plenty of those. Keep some extras in your car or anywhere where you think you may need them. In the event, have them easily accessible. And like I said, make sure you have enough for every family member. And you want to plan on not just the everyday things, but just think in the event that your power was off. Like, do people sleep hot? Do they sleep cold? Are you going to need more for one person than the other? Just make sure you have a good supply. Number 15, this is for the spigots on the outside of your home. Make sure that you're doing hose bib protectors. That just ensures that, it lessens the chance of your freeze or your spigot freezing and causing issues. A lot of times when there's dripping water or anything like that, it can cause them to freeze and crack and break, and you don't want to have to spend extra money where you don't have to. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I just wanted to focus on winter preparedness more for the home and just where you live right now. I'm going to have a follow-up video where we're going to be talking about clothing and food and tons of other things for winter preparedness. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. You guys take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.